Howdy, this is Jake with Green Pro. We're going to go over a little bit about the permit that you're going to receive from the Mississippi Department of Health after you file that permit. So in one of our previous videos, we showed you how to file that online. The inspector's already come out, done his work, and they've emailed you back this permit. This is what this permit's going to look like. We're going to look for different information on this permit to be able to tell how I'm going to quote this system for you, but I want you to be able to see as well as we walk through this, the information. So the most important thing on this, one of the most important things, is going to be the lot size. Something that I'm going to need to know how much land we're dealing with is going to be right here in the center, and that's the information that you submitted to the state. In this case, we've got 1 acre. The next thing is the type of soil that you have. In this case, the topsoil, which is going to be the first few inches, is going to be that silt loam. In other words, not very good. In fact, as you can see, as we go deeper into the subsoil, deeper than a few inches deep, we've got light silt clay loam. Anytime you hear the word clay, you've got problems, meaning that that ground is not going to absorb water very fast. Especially on 1 acre, likely the health department's going to say that the size of the lot isn't big enough for a conventional septic system. This is most of the time the case, but with better soils, you'll see some options on this permit that would allow a conventional. And we'll talk about those in a minute. Something else that's also very important to take notice of is the seasonal high water table and the restriction. So this water table is an indicator in the soil that water is at a certain height, meaning when it rains again and again and again, that's the level that water is sitting in the soil. So you can imagine if you have a set of absorption beds that are 3 feet deep, 2 foot deep, with a seasonal high water table of 13 inches, your absorption bed's going to be underwater, meaning it's not going to absorb any more water, and this system, this particular site, is not going to work with the conventional septic system. And that's what you'll see that the state agrees with. Here, as they come across, you'll see these NAs, septic tank with baffles, nope. Septic tanks without baffles, nope, not an option. We get over to the advanced treatment plant. This is labeled at 400 gallons per day. They've extrapolated that from the number of bedrooms, which is the maximum occupancy of the system. Again, information that you've given them on number of bedrooms, and they're going to tell you what that usage is. 400 gallons isn't an option. No one makes a 400 gallon per day treatment plant that's allowed in the state of Mississippi. So 500 would be that number that you're looking for. We're going to come down to disposal. Disposal is telling you how we're getting rid of it. Treatment, what type, disposal, how we're getting rid of that water. As you can see, most of these field line options, which can be large diameter pipe, chambers, expanded, and multi-pipe, are all different types of underground absorption systems, which are not allowed according to the state based on this permit. We then look down because we have an advanced treatment plant. We've got our ATS, advanced treatment system, disposal options. Drip irrigation is not an option here. Most of the time, the state's not going to give you that number unless it's requested, because drip is so expensive, they're not going to waste their time putting that on this permit. Then you've got spray irrigation, which is an option here on this permit, and the only option, because as you look further down, overland, and if you watch some of our previous videos, we talked about each disposal method. Overland is not an option on this. If it was, it would have a number there for us, such as 45, 400, and then we could install you an overland system without a spray field. In this, spray irrigation is the only type of system, and it's 8,346 square feet of spray. That is a lot of spray. That is going to take in 1 head, 2 heads. So imagine a spray head here with a 30-foot radius. So a 60-foot circle, 60-foot circle, 60-foot circle, and then a half. So that is a lot of water and a lot of area that's going to be taken up on this 1 acre. Anytime you have a permit like this and you haven't started building your home or moved a home onto the property, we are cautioning you, please contact us, because where you put your home on that property will determine how much land we have there to use and how expensive that system is. If we can access a large area in the back and we can spray all of it, you're good to go. If we have to piecemeal multiple half heads around to equal these 3.5 heads all the way around with all kinds of complicated lines connecting all of these with PVC pipe, you can imagine how that would increase the expense of the system. Other than that, this permit's pretty self-explanatory. Other information that we're going to need to know, which you can just email this to us and we'll have, is going to be the author of that, which is one of the local inspectors here, and we will be working with him in order to set up an appointment to get the system installed, so that he'll come back and inspect everything and we're good to go from there. So that's a permit from the Mississippi Department of Health, pretty much explained in depth. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks so much.